Hey guys, I owe you an update. A couple weeks ago, we sailed on the preview event for Star of the Seas. I have all of the deets, everything you need to know, and I'm going to share with you the greatest gift I have ever been given on a fam trip slash preview event. I'm going to show it to you today. Keep on watching. But today we're talking about something you might be curious about, and that is, what is it like to attend a preview event? This is one of the coolest things you can get invited to in the industry. We have things called fam trips. Fam is short for familiarization trip, meaning getting you familiar with the travel product that's out in the world. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it, right? So going to tour resorts and cruise ships and river cruises and trains and planes and automobiles and all the things. This time it was our friends over at Royal Caribbean. Big thanks to them. They said, Cyndi, we'd love for you to come out and sail on the Star. Do you have time to do that? And I was like, well, let me check my busy schedule. Yes, I will be there, right? So I got to go on Star of the Seas. I brought my daughter along with me, and we had just a fantastic time. So today I'm going to kind of give you like high level information on kind of my biggest takeaways for different fun things that we saw, different things that we got to do, and all of the fun that we had. So first and foremost, let me say the Star is a beautiful, gorgeous ship. The service was out of this world. And one of my biggest takeaways, because I am not a show person when it comes to cruises, like there's so many things I want to do when I'm like traveling. And of course, when I'm on an event like this, a lot of times I'm doing a lot of pictures and videos and like creating content and doing all the things we need to do. I don't always make it to the shows, but I've just heard that, well, first of all, Back to Future is like one of the shows that was at on the Star. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go to that one. And that led me to going to another one. And I have to tell you, the entertainment on this ship was like out of this world. Hang on, I actually got an entertainment guide from Royal Caribbean on all of the fun stuff. So they have different shows. The ones that I was able to see, just to give you kind of a quick review, the Back to the Future was the coolest show. It's like, how are they doing these things? The acting was good. The music, usually I get annoyed by musicals. The music was spot on. It was fantastic. And they just did a really good job with the story. The actual creator of Back to the Future was there in the audience. I got to see the very first time it was presented on the Star. So it was just super, super cool. So we had a ton of fun doing that. The other thing that was really fun, because they were doing this whole Back to the Future theme, when we were getting ready to board on the ship in Port Canaveral. It's based in Port Canaveral right now. By the way, it's going to be running 7-night itineraries, super fun. But as we were boarding, normally you just go in and you're like, get on the ship and you get kind of the party started as soon as you get there, right? But the porter that was taking care of our luggage, like, you should go around the corner and like check out the DeLorean that they have over there. And I was like, okay, like maybe I just kind of want to get on the ship. And it's hot out in Florida in the middle of August, right? So I was like, okay. But we got up to the front doors and they're like, do you guys want to see the DeLorean? You should really see the DeLorean. We think you should see the DeLorean. I was like, all right, let's go see this DeLorean. A lot of people thought it was just like a backdrop, but no, they brought the actual DeLorean from the movie, which was so cool. They had Einstein, the dog, kind of sitting in the front seat like a stuffed Einstein. They had the creator like signature on there if you look closely, which I didn't even notice until later when I was looking at the pictures, but you could get your picture taken in front of it. It was such a cool vibe. So that's kind of how our entrance started. And then we went on board and they had this beautiful balloon display. They usually do a great job with the displays for preview events. So that was a moment when we got on, and then we kind of went through the check-in process and got right on the ship and got to having fun. Got right to all the good stuff. So what I'll say is kind of my first impressions of the ship. Like, you walk on, and this is the second Icon series ship. So of course there's Icon of the Seas, which was first in the series, and now there's Star of the Seas, which is another Icon level. So We're talking about biggest ships in the world, right, guys? These are big, big ships. There's a lot to explore. But the minute you come onto the Royal Promenade deck, you see this beautiful pearl. And I just think it is so pretty. Like, the pearl is a vibe. It would change colors while you were there. It was just so neat to see. And there's also like a restaurant, like a cafe, not a restaurant, a cafe behind the pearl, which was super fun because we were able to get coffee on a daily basis. And we're like, we'll meet you behind the pearl. You can walk up and through the pearl, which is kind of cool. So all of that's kind of on the Royal Promenade area. Now, the ship is broken into 8 different neighborhoods. That's a fun thing to know as well. You have the Royal Promenade, you have Thrill Island, you also have the Overlook. Thrill Island, but let me back up just to give you a little a little context for each of these. Thrill Island is like where the water slides are, Flow Rider, the climbing rock wall, like all of this cool stuff that's like outdoor activities. Like, you could spend all day out there and not run out of things to do. So that was a vibe. It was just gorgeous and beautiful. Really, really cool. And then there's the Overlook. I loved the Overlook because it is enclosed. So you can see the water, you can feel like you're outside, but it is air conditioned. So literally I sent a picture to my husband of like me and my daughter, like our little feet kind of hanging off the lounge chair. We had one of those big kind of nest chairs where you could like have 2 or 3 people if you wanted in there. And he's like, you guys must be so hot. And I'm like, actually, like, it's air conditioned. So if you need like a spot to work, or you have clients who are working or they need to do any type of work, the Overlook gets you out of your cabin. It's air conditioned. That's where I would go and be doing my work every day if I was going on like a 7-night itinerary and just needed to do a few hours of work every day. So the Overlook was a cool vibe. Right next to the Overlook, you're going to find the Aquadome. Now, if you've seen some of the kind of water shows in the other Royal Caribbean ships like Utopia, Harmony, and some of the ones, they're kind of an outdoor area where they have like the high divers and like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's kind of like a Cirque du Soleil kind of vibe kind of show, but they're diving in and out of this water and it's just like an incredible show. I did not get to see that show and I'm so sad. It like sold out the minute it was on the ship before I could get tickets and get in or get reservations. So that was a bummer, but we toured the Aquadome. It also is enclosed. So what I was told by other folks who had an opportunity to go is like, it just felt so intimate. Like, you're like, like the thrill factor was that much more because you're in this tight, confined like space. And it's not tight, but it's like more enclosed than it is when you can look out and see the ocean and all the things. So that's the Aquadome, which is really cool. You also have the Hideaway, which is kind of over in the Thrill Island area. The Hideaway is kind of like that adult area where you can go and hang out and you just have beautiful landscape views off of the ship. So that was a really vibe too. And they have all those cool nest chairs. I just love these nest chairs that they have that were just cozy and everything is brand new and fresh and clean. It was amazing. Now, probably one of my favorite areas of the ship, and I don't even have little kids anymore, but it's this area called Surfside. So sometimes this is referred to as the boardwalk area on other Royal Caribbean ships, so they're calling it Surfside, which was such a vibe. They have like a candy store. They have the little carousel. They have like a little water area for the kids to play. Of course, they have ice cream and coffee and all the things that you would expect kind of in a Surfside type environment. So we had a lot of fun exploring Surfside. In fact, I wish we had more time there. That would have been where I would have been spending some extra time for sure. And then there's the suite neighborhood area. So for those of you who are living what we call the suite life, they have all of the suites and they have some other additional amenities for those who are staying in those suites areas. Like, you can go to Coastal Kitchen and you have a couple other opportunities where other people on the ship can't access because it's the suite neighborhood. And then probably next to Surfside, and I think this one actually has a little bit of an edge. I would say this probably is my actual favorite part of the ship. I love Central Park. I love it on every single ship I've ever been on. They did something really smart on Central Park on the Star. They actually kind of carved out an area where you can see through windows and you can see the water from Central Park as well. I don't know how they did that like architecturally, but they pulled it off and it is phenomenal. If I tell you guys, they had a harpist playing in the afternoon, late afternoons, early evening before dinner. And it was like, I felt like I was in heaven. I'm like, have I just like died and gone to heaven? This is such a vibe being around all the plants and the flowers. And then there's a harpist here. And it was just so cool. They have a cool little, Within Central Park, of course, you have your shopping and dining that you would expect. They have a cute little like wine bar called Bubbles that just makes you feel like you're in France. And I just thought they did a really good job with the theming on Bubbles. It was super cute. I'll pop a picture in here so you guys can see it. And that was a ton of fun as well. And then, of course, they have like your shopping, and then you have all of the restaurants, Azumi, and all of the things that you would expect there as well. But the steakhouse as well as on Central Park. So fun with the neighborhoods as well. Now, as far as like industry events, I want to kind of spend a couple minutes talking about that. So the other thing, there's lots of cool things that happen, but one of the coolest is they actually open up a whole bunch of the suites and cabins, so we have an opportunity to tour those. So at Wanderlust Campus, we train you guys how to be travel professionals, how to do your job, how to book all the things. So it's really important that we get in there and get our eyes on what does this cabin look like compared to this cabin. And there were a lot of other people from the industry there, advisors, agency owners, a lot of our grads were there. And listen, it's an accomplishment to be there because you have to be at a certain sales level to get an invitation to these events. So if you're curious, like, Cyndi, how do I get into these events? You have to get your sales where they are rocking and they know that you're kind of promoting and selling, whether it's Royal Caribbean or a different supplier. Normally that's how it works in our industry. Another thing that you can do that will kind of be proactive on your end is inside Wanderlust Campus, we actually have a FAMs and certifications course where you can go in and learn about how FAM trips work, and also it gives you all the qualifications. And so taking that, some suppliers actually require that you take that through Wanderlust Campus. It's free. There is no cost to take it. It will teach you about FAM trips. It'll teach you about how to find them. It'll also teach you the etiquette and protocol and what's expected when you are at an industry event like that. You can find that in the course catalog inside campus and take that. And that'll train you just a little bit more on how this whole thing works. Now, at these events, another thing that will happen is sometimes there'll be industry exclusive things. So we had a common ground session that Royal Caribbean put on where they invite everyone from the industry. You have an opportunity, they kind of go over everything new that's happening, all the need to know information, which is so great to learn in destination, but also it's an opportunity to ask questions. If you have questions about the clients that you serve, the direction that they're going, how they work with you as the travel agent community. So that was beautiful to see that they have such an open line of communication. So the common ground session was really, really cool. And the house was packed. I think everybody showed up for that. That was fantastic. And then on the last day, we also got to come to another like leadership and legacy session where some of the leadership came from Royal Caribbean. And that was really cool because they told some really fun kind of like insider stories. And that one was equally as fun as well. So if they have those events, definitely stop by. It just helps with kind of growing within the industry, learning more things, and then also you're networking, you're making new connections, you're making new friends, which is a lot of fun as well. Now, other cool things, because it's not just all work. Like, yes, when those suites are open, I am touring, I'm doing all the things. Now, I will say it was really hard to get good video footage on this one because there were so many people in the mega suites, like in the family suite. I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many people in here. So it was hard to get photos and videos. So it was really for me just walking them, being familiar with the product, but make sure you take advantage of those. Those are great. Now, the rest of the time, you're having fun. They want you to have fun, explore, do all the things. For me personally, I am a early to bed, early rise person because I like to get up and get all my work done first. And by work, I mean doing the photos, doing the videos, doing the things that are required for my business. So I am usually up at 5 a.m. So I do not stay. I saw the balloon drop on Instagram. It was beautiful. I'm never up for balloon drop. It didn't make it to that, but I am up early in the morning and I usually have everything done I need to get done no later than like 10 or 11. And then I can have some fun time, which I did with my daughter where we're going to shows, we're exploring restaurants, we're doing all the things. So a couple of other fun things just to share with you guys that we got. So every day there was like a fun little prize in our cabin. So I'll share those with you guys. We have these cute hats. Oh my gosh, I just noticed. I didn't notice this before. Doesn't this kind of have like that 90s vibe? For like, I don't know if that's for Star of the Seas or if it's supposed to be like kind of a little nod to Back to the Future. Okay, I'm here for this now. Or 80s vibe, maybe even. But along with the hats, we also got cute towels, giant Star of the Sea towels, and even like the little bands that you put over your towel so they don't fall off your chair. I'm going to show you my greatest prize ever here in a second. But another thing that we got on one of the days in our room is we had these cute little pins. And these are of Sailor the dog. That's the dog that they have on the ship there for the star. And so it's just like, these are exclusives from that first event, which is so fun. And then the greatest thing, oh, wait, before the greatest thing ever. When you're touring the suites and rooms and cabins, gave us these water bottles where if you notice, they have like these little spots for stickers. And so as you were touring the cabins, they would give you a sticker to put on all the different spots, which was super fun as well. And, oh wait, hang on, before the greatest thing ever, one more thing. The last day, I love this. This isn't the greatest thing ever, but this is very, very curtailed, customized, I think. And I was like, oh, are we getting a book about the Star of the Seas? That's so cool. But no, it actually is a crafted cocktail book. So I haven't even opened it yet, but I'm really excited to explore that. I'm literally still getting everything unpacked from at the office here. So I'm going to show you the greatest thing I've ever seen at an industry event. Are you guys going to die? I hope this focuses for you. You guys, this is not a plastic duck. This is like statue level. It's Marty McFly from Back to the Future. So it's like a little statue of Marty McFly, and I'm obsessed with this. So a lot of times when I go to industry events, stuff will end up in the campus treasure box where we'll give prizes and things like that. This I am going to keep forever because I think it's so funny. Like he even has like the little like vest on. It's so funny to me. So at any rate, I think that is going to be a treasure that I keep for years and years to come. So guys, there's so much to explore with Star of the Seas. As a reminder, it's based in Port Canaveral. For the foreseeable future, it's going to be doing 7-night itineraries, and it is just a vibe. So don't hesitate to put your clients on it, explore, do all the things. I hope you had fun learning a little bit about what it's like to go to an industry event and doing a little fact finding on Star of the Seas. I want to remind all of our students that are Wanderlust Campus alumni. So for my certified students, in Booking Academy, there is a full training on Star of the Seas already in Booking Academy for you, walking through even deeper insights and kind of talking through lots of different things, and also how to sell to different types of clients based on the Star of the Seas and the experience that you can create, which are several different experiences within this amazing mega ship. So definitely check that out if you're a student. I'll see you in the next one.